Hello, my name is Cynthia, and welcome to my Flosstube channel. I'm happy to be here with you this afternoon to talk to you about my stitching, crafts, things I've made, things I'm planning to make. Welcome to my channel. As I said, it's January I haven't checked today, the 16th, and it is very cold here in Fort Worth, Texas. I've had a couple of snow days, or actually just more like 1.5 snow days to get a lot of stitching time in and a lot of crafting time in. I have some fun finishes that I wanted to share with you. I have a sampler finish, and then I have a lot of works in progress that I wanted to share, several samplers and some small seasonal pieces. So let me start out with the seasonal pieces that I finished. A lot of these are freebies. So actually all 3 of these are free. So this is a theme of this show, and probably a lot of my different Flosstubes is what can you make for free and out of scraps and junk. So this is not junk. This is a beautiful design by Melisa of Pinker N Punkin quilting, and she put out an entire series of these little mason jar cuties. There's like I don't know what the other seasons are. I know she has, I don't know what the images are, but I know she has a series of these. So you basically just stitch this mason jar. I think it's like 60 inches high, maybe. This was some pretty solid stitching on that snowman, but he was super simple and fun. And I appreciate Melisa in particular. I've seen a couple of snowmen that are free that are just, like a child's 3 circles with like a gray outline, and this has so much more dimension. The snowman's looking to the side, the hat is angled. She's just such a good designer, and to provide this for free on her blog is so generous. I used some of my own flosses. Oh, I've got some thread on there. I was like, what floss is that? Oh, that's just some extra thread. I used some of my own flosses. I think this is a Wicked Stepmother thread that's like a blue purple, and I can't remember what it's called. This is just like your standard DMC white, and then I had 954, which is, it's called dark emerald, but to me it looks like a teal, and I've used it in some other projects, so you'll see it too. Oh, my nail polish chipped. But it was super fun to stitch, and I might put a little bit of trim here. I was kind of in a rush. I stuffed it with walnut shells and polyfill, both. This is a little bit of sari silk that I dyed with the same color, similar to this scarf. It's like a bluey teal. And then the back, whoops, I did sew it all the way around, I sewed all the way around, so I split the back to stuff it, and I used some corduroy. This was actually for another finish, and I didn't need it, so it was waiting for this one. So that's just a little, it kind of stands up with the walnut shells, really nice. It'll probably go up in my buffet, and hopefully you'll see some images of that at the beginning. So just another one to add to my collection. This is on a even weave. I think it's 28 count. I don't know the name of it. It was a gift from a subscriber, so it's just a really pretty blue, and then the white shows up really nice. I love to stitch winter in blue, which you'll see here in a minute. The other project I tried, also from Melisa, from Pinker N Punkin, and I thought I grabbed it. Oh, it's over here. These little free embroidery doodles. She calls them snow doodles. She put out in 2021. This is what the pattern looked like. And I put it up on my window with blue painter's tape, and I trace it with a friction pen. And I didn't even put any heat on those. Yes, I did. When I put the interfacing on, any of the friction pen marks would have been erased. So we'll show you those in a minute. I decided to do them in a monochromatic scheme. I wanted to make these into ornaments for my metal tree that I have shown several times with like primitive ornaments on it. And I'm also going to have my kids make some snowflakes for it. But this is one of those crafts where sometimes I do a craft and I think, oh, this turned out so weird. But hey, you know, I tried. This is one where I think this turned out so good. Like I couldn't believe how well it turned out. Let me show you the one finished one that has a hanger on it. The others don't. I decided to do everything in a monochromatic color instead of doing like, you know, the orange carrot nose and the different color for the pail. And I don't know what she intended for sure, but I did mine all in this dark emerald color, that same 924, very dark emerald. I'm actually going to hang this one this way, but it's, oh, I hope that's not showing backwards for you. Sometimes when I see it, it's backwards, but other times it's not. That says snowman, and then this says winter. So the way I decided to finish them, though, I was really kind of scratching my head because I don't like to turn things sometimes, especially this embroider where, you know, it might be uneven. So I thought, how can I top stitch this so that it still has kind of a finished edge? And I decided to use my grandmother's pinking shears. They have about 3 spots that are sharp on them. The rest you have to really gnaw at it. And I know I could probably take it to Joann's and get it sharpened, but what I did was I just pinked around the design, and then I put it on a piece of felt. And I had this from my 12-day ornaments, just some natural oatmeal felt from Hobby Lobby. I think it looks much more like actual wool than a lot of the felt that they have at Hobby Lobby. Some of it is, you know, real gearish, and these colors are gentle. So I stitched really closely, and it almost looks like rickrack when I did that. So, and probably y'all already know this, but it was just kind of a happy accident for me. I then took the felt that I had kind of left bigger, and I pinked a little bit of an edge around from that. And I thought it just turned out so cute. It's really simple. Like I said, these are, you know, nothing earth shattering. I did put, if I didn't say, I did put interfacing on this so that it will be secure, nice and secure, and also gave it just a little bit of body so that it hangs nice. The fabric I fooled around with yesterday, these are so quick, I made them in a day. So what I did with the fabric, though, is I had some sheets from a Halloween costume when my son was a ghost. I had some white fabric that I'm using for lots of different things. I found some red dye in aqua and black, kind of mixed it together, hoping to get kind of a teal, but soft, not like, you know, in your face. I wasn't sure how it would turn out, to be honest, but I put it on in a jar, and I swirled it around till it was the color I wanted, and I just kind of did that thing where you take your paintbrush and you kind of spatter it over the fabric, and the fabric was dry. So it kind of left, I don't know if you can see that, a subtle like water pattern. It just reminded me of snow a little bit. Instead of doing, I've done a lot of things on blue, you know, like my white snowman on blue. And I did another muslin pillow that I kind of tea-dyed around. I thought, let me try on white with just monochromatic. So those are so cute. I haven't put a hanger on all of them. Like I said, I could either film now or finish these and film tomorrow. So I decided to finish them tomorrow, but I'm going to put some little buttons there and this yarn. I think that was a gift from a sweet subscriber, and it's the perfect color, kind of that emeraldy teal. So I don't like bright blue. I like things that are just a little bit primitive, and that oatmeal on the back really softened that color scheme. So I love the way those turned out. That was so fun. Now, this drum, I've shown y'all before. I made it as kind of a new invention back in June, I think, back in the summer. And I was kind of going back and forth on how to attach it. I've basically designed this drum to be a seasonal drum that's changed out every month. Now, I've only done 2 of these designs by Joyful World Sal, another freebie. All 3 of these finishes, like I said, are free. And this one has sat around for over a year, so it was needing to get finished. And this is the simplest finish to do. All I do is put right sides together of a backing fabric. I had this from Joann's. It's just a blue and white, kind of looks like a, you know, China pattern. I put right sides together. I turned it inside out, or right sides out, and then I stitch a top stitch on the top all the way around, and I find that that just gives it a nice finished edge. It's not so floppy. I also put interfacing on the back of the stitching so that it has some body. And then last time I tied ribbons together for the flamingo that I stitched in June, but this time I wanted to try my hook and eyes that I got. My grandma used these for everything. Got a little bit off on this one, but this is that sari silk just twisted, and the sari silk does have a little bit of stretch to it, so as you can see, a hook and eye would be too far apart, but this way I just used the hook and I can make it adjustable. So it didn't have to be perfect. That was my hope, is I don't want to be locked into having every piece be the exact, which would not be that hard, but I don't like to be restrained by math, and so I did what I wanted. I also fixed the cover of this drum. Last time I showed you, it was like wompy over here because my circle was too big, and it's the right size now. It's still a little bit wompy if you're wonky. I don't know why I'm saying wompy. Wonky if you're being really picky, but good thing is I'm not really picky. I just like that it's in a finish that I can switch out. So, and I did hand dye some more sari silk, just like the piece on the little snowman here, the same color. And I just tucked it under the button. I thought about, is there a way I could finish that better? But for now, I just tucked it in, and then I could change it for February. There's some ducks for the February with, I don't know if there's a heart on it, but I'll probably do it in the red and pink colors. So it's just really cute to switch out. This is not the design that she had for January. I believe it was for November, but I'm switching the November one to something that looks more fallish. And I thought it has snowflakes actually on the design, and I thought that looked more like January. I made the flowers blue. This fabric is a little bit crazy as well. I was just experimenting, and I thought, well, it's done. So here is my perpetual drum, I think is what I decided to call it, and it is all set for January. Just finished that today. So the ornaments, the freebie from Melisa, and then the drum were just some small seasonal things that I've been working on, and all of those are free. I'll try to link at least the blog down below, and let me get out the sampler finish that I did. I've shown on Instagram 2 days ago. I just got it framed today though, so let me get that and I'll be right back. My sampler is a little different than Barbara Anna's, but this is my version of Rampant Cats. And I shared with y'all a couple videos ago, maybe last time, that I had miscalculated how low to start the sampler. And so I ran out of room. I ran out of room by like 20 stitches. So what I ended up doing was truncating the arbor that goes over here. I eliminated an entire key and I just lowered it. Now it did take some counting after that because I had to make sure that everything was centered. I had to count out this, I had to count out these emblems here, and other than that, everything else is exactly the same. But there is a berry basket that I would have loved to added. I just didn't have room. If you can see that there at the top, there was supposed to be a berry basket with blackberries, super cute. There were some overwon birds as well, but like I said, I just didn't have room. And so I picked the other motif here that is pretty cool. I'm not sure if that has a name, but I liked that. It has some single strand, like long stitches. I did tack them like at every 7 stitches. It's like 21 stitches long, but I didn't want it to have one thread that could be picked or loose, so it's tacked twice. I don't know if the directions tell you to do that, but I just thought that would be smart. And then I put 2001. I think it has a date that's like Salem or something, 1826, but I put 2001 because each of these Adam and Eves are going to go. There's my youngest daughter's, the Plum Street one, and this one will go right next to it. It's actually for my first daughter. So I put the year of her birth, 2001. And she likes, she said, oh, it looks like, is it Ed Burton? Tim Burton. Look at it. I'm bad with names. It looks a little bit like some of her favorite, like Alice in Wonderlandy stuff. So I just love the way it turned out. This was 28 count even weave that I dyed myself. It's not showing up super well, but it has some splotchy orange on there. This frame was, I'll show you the back. It's really ugly. It's just a black plastic frame from Hobby Lobby. I think it was $10. I painted it with craft paint. I distressed it. I painted it again, distressed it again, and then I added some wax from, I think it's Waverly at Walmart. I just did a coat of white wax over top just to kind of seal it, and then it'll kind of match with the other Adam and Eve's. Like, probably I would like this in a darker frame too, but since these are part of a set for all my kids and they're gonna all be together up the stairwell there, I kind of made it match the others. So thank you for letting me share that with you. It was a lot of fun to stitch. Pretty easy overall. It does have over one stitching quite a bit if you do it as charted, but all I had to do over one was that A and E. And I did not do it perfectly, but it's okay. I think you can see that it's an A and an E. And I, like I said, eliminated quite a few things. I would have liked to add them all, but it actually fit in a 12 by 12 since I didn't. It's a little tight, and I could have centered it better, but there is no fabric up here. I was literally, when I say I ran out of fabric, I was like maybe 10 threads from the top. So I was lacing this. You can see there's just a teeny bit up there, and it was starting to tear the fabric when I laced it. I laced it a little bit looser because I didn't want to damage the fabric and have a hole at the top. So these are some cautionary tales. Make sure you don't assume that your piece will fit. Measure it and know. And I thought I'd learned that lesson, but apparently in life sometimes you have to learn a lesson more than once. So, but it all worked out in the end. So thank you for letting me share that with you, like I said, and I will get out the projects I've been working on. I need to be quick because I'm trying to get dinner on the table and get my kids to Taekwondo. So I have to talk fast. Hang on just a second. Pardon the rustling. I'm trying to be as quick as I can. As I said, I don't even have time to get these out. But I wanted to show you, actually I want to show you this last. I wanted to show you what I've worked on over the last couple weeks, and I am shaking my camera. I'm so sorry. I have another plan in place. Well, it's a previous plan that worked pretty well for me to do extra large, large, medium, small, and do just 15 days and then rotate and not eliminate those projects till they're done. That's my hope. So we'll see how it goes. I might switch out some seasonally, but for now, that's the plan. This I had as a whip from probably 2020. I had a friend send some fabric. I think I was supposed to be doing a retreat and it got canceled for COVID. So I started this as kind of a make myself feel better. I'm changing it quite a bit though. And it's by Lindy Stitches, Mary Mary. I love the design. I thought it was so cute from the first time I saw it. Those kind of Mary Poppins shoes and the big skirt. I hadn't done a ton on it, but here's where I got to this time. I finished, this is the end of the border on this side, and then the end on this side. I added all the flowers on the edge, and I didn't have any of this vine down here, which took some counting. I actually had to highlight. It's not hard, but it was just confusing. I kept losing my place. And I added this butterfly. I changed the pattern just a little bit, but it looked pretty cute. Little bee right there. And then I did like all of the needleworker rows, which doesn't look like a ton, but that is a lot of stitching. So that skirt is just massive, but it's not a huge piece. I want to finish this kind of on my needleworker wall and head to the next one that I wanted to start. And I was going to show you this fabric. I am losing my light, so I hope you guys can see this, but it's getting on to 5 o'clock. This DMC was the alternate that Stephanie Webb suggested if you wanted to do the skirt and the DMC, which was solid. And I didn't want to do that. But I wanted, I didn't want to pay for a week's dye works either. So I took this floss and I streaked it with black. And so with black Rit dye. And so it looks like a gray and kind of aqua stripe. But I think it turned out pretty close to Stephanie's. It's not quite as bright. which is okay for me. And since I'm doing it on a tan instead of a white, it does make the piece look a little more antique. So that was good. And I'm really happy with working on that. It was one that I didn't want to put away. So that's always a good sign, right? When you want to keep working and you have to make yourself put it away. The other thing I'm doing, I am drawing from my whips from forever ago, just to touch them once a day. I said I had almost 50 to get through this year. And so I am pulling out, I did a kind of random wheel on my phone, one of those Tiny Decisions app. So you can just spin a wheel with all your whips on it. And I picked out this really pretty one from a UK designer. I think she's UK, she may be Scottish, from Dame Crodle and the Bees. What's the name of the designer? Good Flora Stitchwort. I have a couple of hers actually that I'm working on, and this one I thought was so creative. I love the lady walking. There's only like 30 stitches in that lady, but it's just so evocative. Like, I don't know how she does it, but I might eliminate, she has some large bees, if you can see them there by the hive, and some small bees. I think I'm only going to put the small bees on here. I don't love the big bees because, you know, they're bigger than the lady, and that's fine. But I think I was going to eliminate those as I started looking at them. This is where I got to, just to pull it out. It's a piece of mystery linen. I don't know where I got it. It might be Victorian Motto when I was in the Fabric Club. But I did this motif right here with the blue flowers. I did the hive and that little trowel and just a few more leaves and flowers. So not a ton of work, but I just picked it up a few times and said, I'm just gonna get a little bit of progress on it. And it made me excited about the piece again because it is so prim and so cute. So you can find this on Etsy if you search that up, and the colors are all DMC. They're real prim and just super pretty. A super talented, kind of underrated designer, I think. The other one I worked on, and it's hard to see the progress from what I did, but again, I've had this in timeout for over a year, so I'm just happy to be getting it out. And I've shown it several times, but this is my village of Hon Hollow. And what I did, here's the whole big bad Mama Jama. She's just immense. But what I did was a little more gridding because I want to go back and forth and start working on the night sky. I am going to do that bottom. Some people don't fill this complete coverage block here with black. I am planning on it. So I want to get a few rows in as I do the other stuff. So I have the block above almost finished. That's the last one I've worked on. And I was going to get that lettering done, but things have just been kind of busy with homeschool starting back, so I didn't get to it. But what I did do was just a whole lot of gridding, which I think is it 92 stitches high? I think that's right, 92 by 92. So it's a lot of stitching. You know, that's maybe 400 stitches, but it doesn't really feel exciting. But here's where I'm at. I did want to go ahead and show it because I intend to finish it this year. I'm tired of it hanging around. I only have, 3.5 blocks left. So it's going to be so big and pretty. It's 36 count vintage country mocha, and an unpopular move on my part is doing this 2/2 on 36, which is bulky. I mean, if you want to see the back, it's ugly, but it looks like a carpet. I mean, it is bunchy. Some people, it would drive them nuts. I'm a new enough stitcher that I don't know better, so it doesn't bother me that much, and the vibrancy of it is worth it to me. I've met a couple people who swear by 2 threads on their Hon Hollow pieces because it's just so vibrant. The colors are gorgeous. They are a lot to keep up with. I was just watching Jen's Stitching Itch, and she said that was one of the reasons why she didn't love stitching on hers, is because she couldn't keep up with the threads. And I didn't bring them in here. But what I do is you have to kit up every square like it's a new piece, because the symbols don't carry over from block to block. Sorry, I am really bumpy today. They don't carry over from block to block. All the symbols will be different. There's like maybe 4 shared colors, but you'll have 20 more to get. So what I do is after every block, I put them in a bag called Hon Hollow when I'm done with the floss drops. And then I'll look through probably 60 flosses to find the ones for the next block, and inevitably I'll need to buy 10 more or 5 more. But they do repeat, you know, because obviously you want some continuity in the design. So you'll have some, you know, repeats, but it's a lot of floss. So you just have to think of each block as a separate piece, and make sure you don't pay attention to the symbols other than for that one block, or you will get confused. And I like having them all in a ring because if I sometimes get lazy and work out of the bag, and it will get frustrating. So try to keep it organized, but lots of people have done it a lot quicker than I have. I started it in 2019, so you can see the time has really passed by, but I'm not giving up. So I'm excited to get some more work done on that. And I have one other whip that's been hanging around for so long, and I don't have the cover sheet, but hopefully you can tell. This is a Prairie Schooler, Prairie Seasons. I've got all 3 seasons done other than this, and I keep it on a cute little red window. I had hoped to have this ready today to show you, but I got a little sidetracked by my snowman jar and my little pillows. So this Monaco just really hurts my hands. Like I said, started it in 2019, and so back then I thought the Monaco was the best to stitch on, but now it's just too hard and thick for me. So my hand gets really sore, and it's a lot of fill-in with the white. There's a lot of like solid white stitching on this one, but I have the house done. I have everything bordered out. I just have to fill in, so I'm not gonna quit. I want this whip off of my list. So, and they do have, the nice thing about the Prairie Schooler one is all 4 patterns are in that chart, the Prairie Seasons chart, and they all have the same colors, the same symbols for every season. So that does keep it nice. I have borrowed from this though when I've needed a primitive color, and then I'll get mad at myself and think, where did I put that floss that I stole? So try not to steal from it because it'll be with you for a while, but they're great colors. They are nice. I've changed a few of them. If it was a country blue, I made it teal. Sometimes I would change the browns out because they're a little bit dark, but I still like them. And the other one that I didn't get to, but I wanted to show you my starting place on it because I'm going to be working on it until it's done, is my Louisa Coulamore. And this is such a beautiful Bristol sampler from Hands Across the Sea. It has a lot of cool elements at the bottom that I'm actually ready to start stitching. So wish me luck. I have a harder time with those than the alphabets. And I said I didn't like alphabets. Oh, I'm sorry, it's so wrinkly, but I'm having a really good time with it. So I've worked down to those motifs down there, and they do take a lot of counting. I think I need to make a working copy and highlight, but I got all the way across last year. Oh, and I even have the needle in there still. And I just love this piece. I love the colors. I love the red. I'm using Lipstick Red by Threadworks, which comes in a 10-yard skein. I think I'm going to need to get more, but it has a beautiful variegation. And this linen was a really affordable choice from Vicki Clayton's website. I don't think she does it anymore. And Dahlia is really wanting to get outside. Or she's hungry. I'm not sure. Hang on just a second, baby, okay? Can you get down? Get down. She's getting real bratty lately. I was trying to take a nap on Sunday because I didn't sleep well on Saturday. 9, and I was laying on the couch, and she literally got up with her teeth and uncovered me with my blanket. I was so cozy too. I was like, you little stinker. But she is my constant companion and nemesis almost. But anyway, those were the projects I worked on. I have 2 quick other little crafts I want to show you that I've gotten started, just as some accountability for me, because hopefully I can show you. See what I said about nemesis? She drives me a little insane. I have started this last year, and I've been on a real hiatus from punching, with punch and needle. With, what am I trying to say? Punch needle. I'm trying to say punch and needle. Punch needle. But I want to finish this because it's perfect timing for Valentine's Day, and this is the cutest design. Oh, I'm showing you the wrong side. Here's what she looks like all punched, and I made her kind of a peachy color that was the color of my cat Alex. I had that cat about 15 years ago, but I always loved it. It wasn't a ginger cat, it was actually like a muted color, so it looked just like this, and it was white. He was so sweet. He slept under the covers with me. So here's a sweet little Valentine cat, and I'm going to sew this into a pillow. It's got a lot of black around it. I just have to fill in a lot of colors. I've actually got a pretty good start on it. And I have some holes here that I need to go back in and fix. Sometimes I'm a little bit sparse, especially with the light shining through, you can tell. You won't be able to tell as well when all the black is in and it's all finished, but isn't that cute? I know my friend Tina on Instagram bought that for her daughter and started punching it, and she's already done, I think, a long time ago, but it was fun. And the other thing, I cannot find my cover sheet for this cute little angel. I'll show you just this top part here. Arabian Angel from Chestnut Junctions. I did get it traced, and I wanted to just show you how she's going to be painted, and her wings are made out of that, is it Mormon natural quilt batting, which I have upstairs. So she's going to be stuffed and painted hopefully next time we visit. But those are all the things I've been up to. Like I said, I'm trying to limit my whips. I still had quite a few. I'm not saying I didn't, but I'm trying to finish up the ones that have lingered for a long time. And I'm just going to keep them in the bag they're in, and I won't switch until the bag is empty. So I can fill it with something else when that bag is empty. I do have 5 more whips though starting today. I'm gonna, oh, that was the other thing I was gonna show you really quick, just as a starting point, because this one starts today. I am gonna have this in rotation till it's done, and that is my Heart and Hand sampler by Brenda Gervais. And I hope you can see, it's getting so shadowy here. I'm surprised at how fast the light is retreating. I'm doing it on Ale by Picture This Plus, so that it's much more I don't know, tan and antique-y. So, but I've got a good maybe quarter of it done, maybe third of it done. So I love those flowers and the design. I'm excited. I'm going to pull this out tonight and work on it after I finish my snow ornaments that need their hangers. And hopefully next time I'll show you the entire tree that goes with that. And I am off to fix dinner and get my kids to Taekwondo. I didn't get their gis bleached like I like to do, but they'll be okay. I had to do some stitching. So thank you for sharing your time with me. I hope you're having a good start to your year. I hope that you have good spirits and that your creativity is flowing, and in this snowy weather, if you're getting that like we are, hopefully you have some warmth and time to stitch. So as I say at the end of all of my videos, in the book of Psalm, chapter 90, verse 17, I misquoted it last time, it says, "May the favor of the Lord our God be upon us and establish the work of our hands." Take care.